Hello everyone and welcome to a quick look at the scope and sequence of the Prodigies Index. Let's begin. In Playtime Prodigies, which is here in light blue, we have fun, easy, and high-energy primer material for toddlers. These episodes feel a bit more like a TV show than a music lesson and create an easy way for casual watchers and younger students to get started without an instrument. Once you're ready for some instrumental practice with bells, boomwhackers, or a piano, dive into Chapter 1 of Preschool Prodigies. Here we meet our home bass note C. We practice with some rests, we play some sweet beats, we meet the C chord, and then C introduces us to all the other notes. Immediately following that, we have the first chapter of Performance Tracks, the one-note studies, which focus on just one note in the treble clef. The performance tracks are teacher-free, though we are adding me, Miss Sam, for the option of some more explicit instruction and modeling. Then in Chapter 2 of Preschool Prodigies, we're focused on practice with high C and low C, which helps us learn more about high and low sounds, helps us practice controlling our left and right hands, reviews our C chord, and finishes up with another song about the full scale. The performance tracks that follow are simple exercises with the C1 bell and C8 bell in the treble clef. In Chapter 3, we focus on the important relationship between Do and Sol by playing a lot of songs with C and G. We learn the G chord, test our ears with some listening games, and practice playing both the C and G chords. The Chapter 3 performance tracks are Do and Sol studies, where we play simplified patterns of just C and G to accompany songs like Row Your Boat that we'll eventually learn the melody to later. Chapter 4 is all about Do, Re, Mi, and we play a handful of classic three-note songs with Mr. Rob. To follow up, we have a dozen performance tracks for lots more Do, Re, Mi practice. Chapter 5 is all about Mi, Sol, La, which is a really important note combination in early music education. You might recognize the patterns of Sol, Mi, and La from Nanny, Nanny, Boo, Boo, Sol, Sol, Mi, La, Sol, Mi. To follow are another dozen performance tracks featuring just Mi, Sol, and La. Chapter 6 is winter themed. We play Jingle Bells, Ode to Joy, and a handful of famous winter songs. It also features Snow Day, which is a fan favorite rhythm episode. The performance tracks that follow are the same three-note songs from Chapter 4, but in the key of F major for more practice with Fa, Sol, and La. Chapter 7 is all about the major chords C, F, and G. We talk about root notes, arpeggios, we play the blues, and we finish up with a lot of chord listening activities. The performance tracks that follow revisit our three-note songs in the key of G major for more practice with Sol, La, and T. In Chapter 8, we review all the hand signs and play some of the preschool classics using all the notes. The performance tracks that follow feature more difficult melodies in C major that contain 5 to 8 notes each. Then there's some more rhythm practice and some easy two-note practice before we get into PSP Melodies. Melodies is a sight singing series featuring the solfege hand signs. We have over 20 of these short and sweet instrument-free exercises with more on the way. For older kids, Primary Prodigies focuses on reading proper sheet music in the treble clef and on explicitly learning music theory. Each section of Primary Prodigies contains multiple videos, including a more formal lesson, song practice similar to the previous series, and then deeper dives on oral comprehension, listening games, song analysis, and more. Chapter 1 of Primary Prodigies is a bit of a review of earlier material, but with more vocabulary, more explicit music theory, and more formal sheet music in the treble clef. We talk about note values and lengths, musical steps and skips, popular chord progressions, and we even write our first rhythmic dictation. Then in Chapter 2, things get more advanced as we work on reading black and white music and understanding the treble clef without color. We also jump into the idea of intervals, the distance between notes, and spend a lot of time working on learning how these pairs of notes work together and why. In Chapter 2, we start to see notes outside of the C major scale, like B flat. We tend to notate harmonies in C major for anyone working with just the C major bells. But it's around this time you'll want to invest in some chromatic decibels or move your practice to a xylophone or piano. We're currently producing the end of Primary Chapter 2, and you can check prodigiesmusic.com/index to see all the latest lessons. In addition to all that, we've got a listening game series called Name That Note, an entire program devoted to the recorder called Recorder Prodigies, and a 50-video holiday series called Holiday Prodigies. Further down, we've got a ton of printable resources for our Pro and Lifetime members and a download hall for Lifetime members, which unlocks video downloads for offline use. Finally, you can find all this same content in a more step-by-step, course-like approach in our Teach area at prodigiesmusic.com/teach. There we combine 4 or more videos from various series for a more comprehensive lesson. In these lessons, we explore one essential question with multiple video lessons, worksheets, song sheets, and more. Visit the index for an up-to-date list of videos, and as always, happy musicking!